What's good, homies, and welcome back to another episode of our West Tigers rebuild series. We are back with England in the World Cup and it's quarterfinals time. Now the way they have it set up is pretty weird. If you look at the matchups, all the powerhouses are to the left. Our road to the World Cup final is pretty it's going to be a tough one. We were probably better off losing 2 of our pool games so we can sit where France are, but yeah, to make it to the final, we have to get past the Kiwis, and then we'd have to get past the Kangaroos. Alright, so as usual, before we get into the match, I have made a few changes, so we'll take a quick look at the lineup first. Alright, from 1 to 17, in our back 5, we have Sam Tomkins, Joe Burgess, Zach Hardacre, Callum Watkins, and Ryan Hall. So we've brought in Sam Tomkins at fullback, moved Hardacre to the centres, and Michael Shenton's been dropped from the squad. In the halves, we still have Gareth Widdop and Luke Gale. In the front row, we still have Tom Burgess, Josh Hodgson, and James Graham. In the back row, we have Chris McQueen, Elliot Whitehead, and Sam Burgess. So Chris McQueen gets the nod to start at second row, and Luke Bateman will be dropping out of the squad. And finally, on the interchange bench, we have Danny Maguire, George Burgess, Gareth Hock, and Chris Hyington. With the promotion of Chris McQueen to the starting squad, they left a spot on the bench to fill, and we opted to go with more muscle in George Burgess. Alright, so the last time we met the Kiwis were a couple of games ago, and it was a high scoring affair where we lost 36 points to 16. So basically, we got dominated up the middle, there was no go forward whatsoever, and I'm pretty sure none of our players gained more than 100 meters. Alright, so we're going to start off an attack here. Waria Hargreaves feeds it to Taumalolo, who runs through 2 defenders, and he's going to get wrapped up on our 10. On the first, as they go short to Martin, and he's just going to take it to the line. They're only 5 meters out, inside the first 2 minutes, as they go back to Taumalolo, and this time he just gets it out to Tuivasa-Sheck, and they're going to score a pretty simple try. It was actually a pretty decent pass by the big man. I thought he was going to take it to the line himself, but as you can see on the replay here, it was a nice floating pass out to Tuivasa-Sheck. Back with Goodwin to add the extras, and they're going to go up by 6 points inside the opening 5 minutes of the game. Alright, so we're back with the Kiwis in attack as they shift the ball nicely here, and it's going to be Elliot Whitehead who digs his shoulder into Tamaide Martin, loses the ball forward, and Watkins makes a couple of breaks as he finally gets pulled down on the 20. With Ryan Hall here, going for a little scoot, and we're going to get driven back in the tackle. We're still about 15 meters out as we go to Graham, running onto it, bumps off one defender, and he's going to score under the posts. It was another fairly simple try, this time by our front rower. Looking at the replay here, and the defensive line looked a little disjointed. We singled out a defender, I think it was Sean Johnson, and we just ran directly into him, bumped him off, and scored under the posts. As we add the extras here with Gareth Widdop, and we're going to tie the game up. It's pretty much been tit for tat in the early stages of the game. As we approach the second quarter, with the Kiwis in attack, they go to Johnson, who gets the kick away on the last, fielded by Tomkins, throws the dummy, and he gets smashed in the tackle. On the third, outside their 30, we go to Gale, throws a beautiful flat ball out to Ryan Hall, and we're going to race into the corner, try and get the pass back in field. And I'm not too sure what happens there, but we do score the try. We will see it on the replay here as Callum Watkins crosses the line. Back at the play the ball, Luke Gale with the massive cutout pass puts Hall into space, and as you can see here, we try pass it back in field. It hits Tuivasa-Sheck, goes to ground, and I'm not too sure if that should have been a knock on or not, but we're going to get the 4 points anyway and take the lead. Back with Widdop here to take the shot from out wide, and we're going to sneak it back inside the left upright as we extend the lead to 6. Alright, 25 minutes in, back with the Kiwis in attack. As Goodwin gets it to Johnson, a nice drone pass to Packer, and he's going to make it past halfway. On the first, they go to the short side. It's going to be Rapana who steps around one defender, and is finally going to get pulled down inside our 20. Back on the last, as Johnson puts it on the toe, and it gets fielded by McQueen, loses the ball forward, and they're going to drive over the line, but they're going to get held up after that stupid big hit. So after being denied a try, we're back with the Kiwis in attack on the second, as Sean Johnson gets a offload away to Blair, and Blair's gonna score right next to the post. I mean, we got a little screwed over, I reckon. We defended our line well, only to lose it from a big hit while we were fielding the grubber. We read the play well, but that annoying big hit came back to haunt us as they convert it from right in front and they tie the game up, locked at 12 apiece. We're 30 minutes in, and a nice ball to Proctor makes the line break, and he's gonna get wrapped up outside our 40. On the third, Martin Tupaka takes it to the line, and they get a little closer to our 30. Much like the first game, their forwards have been pretty outstanding so far, as Taumalolo fends off one, he then wrong foots us at the back, and he's going to score under the posts for their third try of the game. And what a try it was! A great individual effort by Jason Taumalolo. As we take another look on the replay here, running onto the ball, fends off Sam Burgess that was, and then he turns Tompkins inside out at the back with the footwork, and they retake the lead. Goodwin to convert from right in front again, and they're going to extend the lead to 6. Alright, so half time, looking at the stats. Like I said earlier, it's been tit for tat. There's been about 3 lead changes, I think. Our forwards have been pretty decent compared to the first time we met the Kiwis, but their forwards have been performing even better than they were last game. In particular, Jason Taumalolo, who much like in real life has been a handful to contain, or to try to contain, because he's been running rampant in that first half. As we start off an attack in the second half, Maguire in at hooker, shows it left, goes to the blind side, and it's going to be Joe Burgess who gets driven backwards in the tackle. Looking for one of the big boys to run it up here. As we pass to Widdop, he feeds it to George Burgess, fends off one, bumps off another, fends off another, and he's going to fend off a 4th player as he drops it off back to Widdop in support, and he's going to race away for what might arguably be the try of the tournament. And I end up pausing it right after the try here just to show that it is on veteran. That's probably the most tackles you could break on veteran. I believe it was 4 as we take another look on the replay. Fends off one, bumps off Tuivasa-Sheck, he then fends off Sean Johnson, I think that was. And then Isaac Luke as he gets the pass away back inside to Gareth Widdop in support. What a run by George Burgess, who wasn't even going to be in this game, as Widdop reaps the rewards for great support play. I was too hyped after scoring that try. I might do some live commentaries just to get some live reactions of me playing. As we retake the lead, back here on the last, we're going to look to clear the ball with Gareth Widdop. As it ricochets off a Kiwi, and we're scrambling to get the ball away, we're going to lose it forward, scooped up by Taumalolo, and he's going to get wrapped up inside our 20. That was another costly error, giving them a full set inside our 20. As they shift the ball to Bromwich, and he's going to get stopped just before the line. Bryson Goodwin that was. On the second, they go wide to Luke, and he gets wrapped up about 3 meters out. Back on the third, as they go back to the short side, quick hands, and it's going to be Roger Tuivasa-Sheck crossing the line for a double. What a turn of events. All that hype pretty much turned to anger at this point. As the Kiwis retake the lead, Bryson Goodwin to extend it to another converted try, and they're going to go up by 6 points, 24-18. So after another solid set, they find themselves outside our line, 5th and last with Johnson in the pocket, and we're going to give away a penalty right in front of the posts. You can probably imagine how frustrated I was with that, as they take the 2 points from right in front to push that 6-point lead out to 8. As Goodwin converts, and we're going to transition to the 74th minute. Back with Tom Burgess this time, who breaks the line, fends off another, makes it inside their 20, and we pretty much have to score here and try and score off the kickoff as we shift the ball. We get it out to Watkins, who gets wrapped up. 15 out. 4th tackle. We go to Graham, and he's going to get driven back in the tackle. So with time winding down, 5th and last, we take it out from dummy half, get it out to Watkins. We try a grubber, but we're going to get wrapped up, and that's going to be the game. It was a tough loss in the end. We did play well, I reckon, but those big hits really cost us the game. Going back and re-watching it, I could definitely see where I could have improved. The set after the Gareth Widdop try was pretty abysmal, as was the set after the Kiwis try. Tuivasa-Sheck's second try, I think it was. where we gave that penalty away. That was on the back of a 78-meter set. They shouldn't have been in our 10 to begin with then. Yeah, full time here at Eden Park. We bow out of the World Cup in the quarterfinals, losing 26 points to 18. Before we go though, we're going to take a quick look at the results. Alright, so there you have it. New Zealand advanced only to lose to Australia by 2 points. And in the final, the Kangaroos defeated Fiji 28 points to 4 and are your 2017 Rugby League World Cup champions. As always, drop the like button for more content. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you later.